So, what would y'all do for a Klondike bar? We got every single Imperium Knight explained. Shout out to more Lord, man, for this video. Make sure you guys comment down below a Christmas tree emoji to be entered into the Christmas giveaway. You guys like my new intro? That's that intro that I'm gonna use for like the remainder of my YouTube career. I promise you. Let's go.
Compy robots. From the lowliest dreadnought to the most insane Forge World Titan kits, walking war machines are the set-piece models of almost every collection, and Knight Titans are some of the most iconic. With almost as many patterns as the god engines of the Legio Titanicus, and a glorious history rivaling the Knights of Old Terra, this is every single Knight Titan.
Now, y'all, real quick, before we even, just rip the band-aid off and go absolutely crazy, I got some gaming videos today, and I also got, mainly, I'm going to have, 2 Warhammer videos every single day, throughout the entire, rest of the year, and, the upcoming year as well. So we won't, be, going Warhammer, but, obviously, there's going to be, a lot of games coming out in 2026, and, we got the Game Awards in, 2 to 3 days, so, expect a lot of gaming videos as well. So it's gonna be a mix of gaming videos and Warhammer videos. I'm pretty sure it's basically the same community. So and I used to do it last year. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the content that I'm about to start posting. Just wanted to let y'all know the upcoming content changes. But also, bro, I'm just keep it real for what it is. Let me just ask you guys a question. To all the Warhammer connoisseurs out there, if you were to take a Warhammer Space Marine, for example, right, in real life, how much would that cost? If somebody was to just jump into the suit, yo, how much realistically, if you were to guess, how much would it really cost?
Knights may look like holy engines of war these days, but they started as construction equipment used to gather resources and defend settlers during humanity's first push into the stars. When these worlds were cut off completely during the Age of Strife, the pilots of these machines became protectors, then warlords, then nobility. Unlike larger titans, knights are piloted by one person, creating a culture of...
That boy look clean, though. I'm gonna keep it real. Hey, let's keep it real. I'm like a fashion professional, fashion connoisseur. Yo, he looks professional, bro. He looks nice.
Feudal heroism. Barons and kings in walking tanks that fight in loose groups called a lance. Most knight houses sided with Terra or Mars after reunification, and that led to several different variations on existing patterns, with even more coming about as a consequence of the Horus Heresy and knights falling to chaos. The Questoris pattern is the most common type of knight in the galaxy, and it's been that way since the days of the Horus Heresy. Built to be versatile, the Questoris was easy to produce and easy to modify, making it the go-to chassis for knight houses across the Imperium. Its popularity meant that even trader knights kept using them long after the heresy ended. Thanks to this flexibility, many Questoris pattern knights are still in use today. Some march with their original heresy-era loadouts, while others have been heavily refitted with modern war gear, customized to suit the needs of their house or the battlefield.
And then what's so difficult about this, yo, real quick, what's so difficult about this is, how are you supposed to, I understand, if the other squad has an Imperium Knight that looks just like this, I guess they can go 1v1 type thing, but what if you don't have an Imperium Knight? How are you supposed to take this big monstrosity out? Now, obviously, when somebody with, with my type of, battle knowledge and expertise, y'all, let's keep it real for what it is. Yo, not gonna lie to you, I'm dropping all types of atomic bombs and everything. Now, don't ask me where I'm gonna get the atomic bombs. Yo, don't focus on that, yo. Just worry about, the big elephant in the room. Because realistically, if I don't have, if we don't have an Imperium Knight, how are we gonna take this thing out? We can't just shoot bullets at it. It's gonna ricochet off. Our bullets ain't gonna do nothing to this thing right here. And then what's so crazy is these things, yo, they have 5 different weapons, bro. They got a little sentry gun thing right here. They got rockets up here. Yo, they got a whole they got a Dead Space 3 gun right here. How are you supposed to take this thing out?
Modern war gear, customized to suit the needs of their house or the battlefield. The Knight Crusader is the long-range fire support variant of the Questoris pattern, built to cut down infantry and hammer enemy lines from afar. Its signature loadout includes the Avenger Gatling Cannon, a brutally efficient weapon designed to mow down infantry or light vehicles, and either a thermal cannon for tank busting or a battle cannon for a long-range punch. This setup makes the Crusader an ideal anchor point for a Knight Lance. While it lacks the melee prowess of its siblings, its firepower more than makes up for it, allowing it to provide covering fire and suppress targets so that the other knights can charge in. If needed, the Crusader can still handle
Bro, is that a plunger? This looks like a whole plunger right
itself
here.
in a fight, but its true strength lies in dominating the battlefield from a superior vantage point. In contrast to the Crusader, the Imperial Knight Defender belongs closer to the action. Equipped with a Void Shield generator on top of its carapace instead of the usual support weapon, the Defender is able to extend its shield to protect allied infantry and even other knights. To complement that, this Questoris variant makes use of the incredibly powerful Conversion Beam Obliterator and Plasma Executor, both of which are turned to quickly obliterate armored and infantry threats. The Knight Errant is a versatile close combat variant of the Questoris pattern widely used by Imperial forces who need heavy frontline support. It's equipped with a Reaper Chainsword or a hefty Thunderstrike gauntlet for melee combat, paired with a thermal cannon capable of reducing bunkers and armor to slag. This balance of ranged and melee power makes the Errant...
So, like, yo, I got another question. So, like, do the ammo automatically come with, bro? Pause. By the way, before y'all even try to put me in a little King Any Out of Context compilation, it's not about the work. Does the ammo come with him? Like, do he automatically, like, have ammo just already locked in with this? Like, what if he runs out of ammo? Like, do he just press a button and it automatically refills? Like, I don't know.
A reliable workhorse in any assault and is often requested by Imperial commanders for breaking enemy lines. After all, what better way to take command of a skirmish than to send in a 6-story walker swinging a chainsword the size of a bus? And the Knight Gallant takes that melee focus even further, abandoning ranged weapons entirely. Armed with both a Reaper Chainsword and Thunderstrike Gauntlet, the Gallant charges into battle with terrifying speed for its size. Without the weight of a main gun, it can push its frame to the limit, relying on its carapace and ion shielding to survive long enough to close the distance.
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like, you could throw the Eiffel Tower at bro. He's still standing. Like, genuinely. I feel like somebody like this, like, you couldn't even, like I said before, how are we supposed to take this? How are we supposed to take this thing out? The only way I see that we're able, like, to take this thing out, bro, is if we had like somebody else that, like, matched, like, the same size and build or whatever. Like, even like a what do they call it, y'all? Like a dreadnought? I don't know if maybe, you know what? Yeah, maybe like a dreadnought can take these things out or whatever. But, like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, this dude right here, he look boarded up. He look like nothing can penetrate him. Pause. Like, for real though, seriously. Like, I'm not even lying to you.
Gallants are not subtle. They're built to crash into enemy ranks enough to close the distance. Gallants are not subtle. They're built to crash into enemy ranks and tear them apart.
Bro, he just got a 20 kill streak right there.
Gallants are not subtle. They're built to crash into...
That's a nuke. Bro, he can legit, bro, press down on the D-pad right now to activate his nuke. Bro, he just took out like 30 people.
To enemy ranks and tear them apart. The Knight Warden is built for crowd control. Equipped with an Avenger Gatling cannon and a heavy flamer, it specializes in mowing down infantry and shredding light vehicles before they can get close. For anything that does, the Warden carries either a Reaper Chainsword or Thunderstrike Gauntlet, keeping it deadly in close quarters. Many Wardens also swap the typical Icarus autocannon array for heavy missile launchers on their carapace, most often a Storm Spear rocket pod or Iron Storm missile pod, giving them a powerful answer to distant threats. Heavily armed and well-armored, the Warden thrives in the heart of battle, holding off entire armies while the rest of the line catches up. The Knight Paladin is often seen as the ideal Questoris-class knight, versatile, reliable, and perfectly balanced between offense and defense. It's usually armed with a Reaper Chainsword for close combat and a rapid-fire battle cannon for striking at range, giving it the tools to handle almost any battlefield threat. What sets the Paladin apart isn't just its weapons, but its agility. Faster than most Titans and fully protected by ion shielding, it can move swiftly across rough terrain and still hold the line under heavy fire. The Knight Preceptor is a symbol of chivalric tradition among the Questoris class, often piloted...
It's like a lot of these Imperium Knights, it's like they all kind of have like the same build, but like some are different. Like this guy right here, he just got the Hunchback of Doom. Like, look at it. Like his head's all the way down here, but like his what is these things called right here? I think these are called traps or something like that. His traps are like humongous. Like his shoulders are all the way up here, but his head is down here. Like, that is ridiculous.
The Knight Preceptor is a symbol of chivalric tradition among the Questoris class, often piloted by arms masters, veteran nobles whose job is to train the next generation of knights. Preceptors lead by example, carrying their house's honor in the heart of battle. Built for close-range combat, the Preceptor is equipped with a Thunder Gauntlet and the rare Las Impulsor, a devastating energy weapon capable of reducing enemy fortifications to rubble or slicing the legs off an enemy Titan. Though the Las Impulsor lacks long reach, it excels in punishing foes at a devastating energy weapon.
Boy, what is that?
Capable of reducing enemy fortifications.
Bro. This is what how are we supposed to take that out?
Or prefers to be. While most Questoris pattern knights serve the Imperium at large, a few rare variants, like the Megera, are reserved for the noble houses allied with the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Megera is a breacher unit built for tearing through hardened defenses and outlasting punishing assaults. Outfitted with sacred relics and arcane machine systems, it can self-repair mid-battle and has reinforced ion shielding. Combined, these features make the Megera one of the most durable Knight Titans in existence, but that comes at a cost. When the armor takes sustained damage, the resulting radiation leakage can poison the noble piloting it. As a result, few houses field the Megera often, no matter how effective it is on the front lines. Like the Megera, the Knight's Styrax is a Mechanicus exclusive variant of the Questoris pattern, rarely seen outside the Forge Worlds. Built as a reaper of infantry and light vehicles, the Styrax mounts both a gravitation gun and a twin-linked rad cleanser for support weapons. However, its primary weaponry is more heavy-duty, with a Volkite Kiora vial to crack energy shields and the brutal Hecaton Siege Claw to take care of the rest. Together, these weapons make it a walking executioner, able to cut down entire regiments and shred through armor with ease. But despite it,
some walking executioner, like they're all not walking executioners. They're all comp. Bro, there's no way we can take these things out, bro. And I understand, listen, a lot of times I troll and like, yo, I could walk up to one of these things and I can just, just touch it. It could just like, just fly 20 miles back. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm right now, I'm telling the truth. Dude, there's no way we can take these things out, bro. It's over with. Honestly.
Its power, the Styrax has a dark reputation. Many knight houses regard it as cursed, its machine spirit said to thirst for blood, a remnant of lost days from the Great Crusade. The Adeptus Mechanicus, however, sees no issue with such aggression. To them, the Styrax is simply efficient. But we're not done there, folks. Because the Questoris is such a solid knight pattern, even the trader houses still use several variants. Chaos Knights are understandably very similar to their loyalist counterparts, with the notable exception being a lack of limitations on their war gear from the traditionalist Martian priesthood, and of course the horrific yet powerful gifts given to them.
Oh, hell no. Lord, excuse my language, but oh, hell no. Yo, how are you supposed to take this thing out? How? Yo, look at this. They look more intimidating than the actual than the Imperium knights or whatever. They look more intimidating than the actual good guy knights. Look at him, bro. What is this man got a whole God of War puzzle on his right hand side.
By their exposure to chaos. Because of this, the most stark difference between Imperial and Trader Titans is mostly down to their machine spirits and the warped powers the chaos-aligned knights receive. To show what we mean, let's start with the Despoiler. Based on the Questoris, the Knight Despoiler can equip a wide range of primary and support weaponry. Thermal cannons for melting enemy armor, battle cannons for laying down ranged bombardment, Gatling cannons to sweep infantry aside, and smaller melta-guns, flamers, heavy stubbers, autocannons, and rocket and missile pods to deal with closer threats and flying targets. The Despoiler can even equip the gigantic Reaper Chainsword and the Warp Strike Claw, the trader version of the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. And to top this avalanche of weaponry off, the Despoiler can double up on any of them or mix and match as they choose. This versatility is something that their Imperial cousins are restricted from, and it makes the Despoiler a truly chaotic threat on the battlefield. But like we said, the most—
Yo, they're throwing hands too, y'all. Look. He just started, yo.
and it makes the despoiler a truly
He just tried to throw the, yo, look at him. Tried to catch him off guard with the left hook.
chaotic threat on the battlefield. But like we said, the most dangerous threat here is the corrupting powers granted to the twisted pilots of these machines, who have slowly melded with their walkers over time, abandoning any sense of honor in favor of personal glory. The Rampager is a great example of how Chaos Knights are really defined by their corruption rather than their weapons. The Questoris variant is armed only with a Warp Strike Claw and a Reaper Chainsword. Its only ranged weapon is a heavy stubber typically mounted under its shoulder armor to suppress any infantry that attempt to swarm it. This loadout marks the Rampager as a melee-focused vehicle, but thanks to Chaos, that's very much an understatement. Rampagers and their pilots are so insane and bloodthirsty that they often have to be restrained between drops and have to be deployed from these cages directly onto the battlefield in case they destroy their allies before the fight can even start.
They can't even, yo, listen, they can't even be in the same part as the other team. Even though this thing right here is for our team, they can't even be in the same vicinity as us. Or they might crash out and take us out, even though we're all in the same team. If that is not a nuisance to society, I don't know what is.
The Desecrator is the closest we might come to
Seriously.
seeing a command vehicle in the traitor forces. Armed with a melee option on one arm, either a chainsword or warp strike claw as usual, and an ancient laser destructor on the other, the Desecrator is equipped for mid to close range duels with enemy titans, tanks, or monstrous creatures. And since Chaos is all about leading through strength, Desecrators are often piloted by strong-willed tyrants who use the power of their walkers to gather followers who accept their commands without question, or else. The Knight Ruinator seeks to destroy everything in its path. Being a perfect short-range brawler, the Ruinator is a terror on the battlefield, hunting down its targets with murderous focus before butchering its victims with the Fellbore, a repurposed industrial drill. And should anyone think themselves safe
Bro, got like 9 different drills on there, bro.
in cover or heavy armor, the Ruinator can make use of its Terror Pulse missile launchers and Dark Flame Lance, both of which are more than capable of cracking emplacements and dealing with heavy infantry like Space Marines. So it shouldn't be surprising to learn that the Ruinator has earned itself a reputation as an utterly merciless headhunter.
Yo, one thing I'm gonna say about this, I know they be putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers against the Tyranids, bro. I know these things right here, bro. They be putting, they're putting up prime Steph Curry numbers against the Tyranids, bro. Prime Luka Doncic numbers against the Orcs and stuff. I already
The
know.
Abominant lives up to its name as the most corrupted Questoris variant on our list. Its only mundane armaments are a Volkite Combustor and a Bale Mace, both of which are designed to sweep through enemy opponents in the most painful way possible. Volkite weapons are ancient designs that fire rays of energy to disintegrate their targets, and the Combustor can do that at a fairly decent range. But more often than not, an Abominant will swap its more conventional Bale Mace for an Electro Scourge, a massive tentacled whip sheathed in energy like a smaller power weapon. This whip is great for clearing huge areas of enemy infantry and hints at the Knight's true nature. The Abominant channels raw warp energy, radiating a pulsing aura of corruption that mutates everything it touches. Flesh bloats and twists, steel rusts and buckles, and even machine spirits recoil in terror. This is the same dark power that reshaped the Abominant itself, spreading outward in waves to remake the battlefield in the image of chaos. Not every Knight pilot goes to battle in a towering Questoris chassis. The culture of the knightly houses is centered around a rigid caste system.
Yo, so I got a question. Do these guys, do they have like battery packs or something like that? Like how do like I understand there might be like actual captains or whatever inside of these things, but like do they have like batteries and stuff like that? Like can I just pop like 2 AA batteries into these guys and like, because I wonder if I can like, you know, just, you know, while the thing is going crazy and putting up LeBron James numbers and getting 50 to 100 kills per minute, I can like climb up to the back of it, like remove like the little back and then take off the like the batteries out of it. Can I do that?
Even if you are a talented pilot, you might be from a less prestigious house, or a bastard child of a more famous noble, or even a low-born commoner that has been marked for greater service. In those instances, the pilot is declared a bondsman and given an Armiger pattern, the smallest class of night walkers. Armigers are faster, lighter, and more expendable, right down to their decisions, as their helm mechanicum is linked to a larger knight's throne mechanicum, which can override their thoughts in the worst example of micromanagement we've ever seen. Typically, Armigers operate in groups to scout enemy lines, protect the flanks of their bond liege, or strike at vulnerable targets. Chaos Warbands use similar machines known as War Dogs, which are corrupted variants that fill the same battlefield role. In either case, the Armiger chassis is often corrupted variants that fill the same battlefield role.
He said, y'all, these are war dogs, y'all. This ain't like no little, this ain't no little Jack Russell. This ain't no golden retriever. This ain't no pit bull. This ain't none of that, bro. This is a war dog. You can't pet this. If you even raise your hand at this, it's over with, bro. You about to have a nub. You're not about to have no fingers, no nothing. For all you dog lovers out there, this is the only dog you shouldn't want to pet.
In either case, the Armiger chassis is often just as capable in its role as a larger knight, and is equipped with 2 main weapons on their arm mounts and a support weapon, autocannons, heavy stubbers, and missile launchers, mounted on its upper carapace armor to handle more mobile threats. The Armiger Warglaive is the most common close combat variant, armed with an armor-cracking melta-weapon called the Thermal Spear and a Reaper chain cleaver for brutal close-range strikes. Its traitor counterpart, the Stalker, fills the same role and is often found leading groups of other war dogs. The Stalker is typically armed with its own anti-armor Demon Breath Spear and a Chain Talon, but these can be swapped out for an Avenger Chain Cannon and a Slaughter Claw, making the Stalker more fitted to anti-infantry roles. For fire support, the Armiger Helverin mounts twin autocannons laying down suppressive fire against infantry and light vehicles. Chaos Warbands field the War Dog Executioner, which is a nearly identical platform with a pair of autocannons and the option of using a meltagun on its support mount. The Traitor Forces also have the Brigand, which is a fire support variant armed for much closer range, specifically with a Demon Breath Spear and an Avenger Chain Cannon. Then there's the Moirax pattern, a Mechanicum specialty that trades standard loadouts for exotic weapons like Rad Cleansers, Gravitation Pulsars, Lightning Locks, and Volkite View Glares. Designed for specialist threats, the Moirax has no chaos equivalent, though some war dogs field strange and unstable weapons, likely descended from this pattern. As with most Mechanicum designs, the pilot can use their exotic weapon systems at the cost of their own safety. The Lightning Lock
Disintegrated. That means, yo, this literally means that, yo, whenever they use their special power, whatever, you guys know, like in the video games, how like you're like a machine or whatever, and you use your special power and the meter goes down every time you use like this special power, bro, in the inside, he's cooking, bro. Bro cooking like prime Gordon Ramsay, bro. Look at this, bro. Look at his face. Look.
pilot can use their
Look.
exotic weapon
He getting skinnier and bro, malnourished, bro. He got the Ariana Grande treatment.
systems at the cost of their
Malnourished.
own
Man, yo, whole jaw disintegrating.
safety.
It's not it's not funny, y'all. It's just crazy how if you're a pilot, they gotta be getting paid millions. There's no way I'm doing this for free. There's no way. There's legit no way. I can't. They gotta be paid. I feel like for each battle, they gotta be getting paid at least like LeBron's salary. Cause there's no way I'm doing this for free. There's no way.
Lightning Lock we mentioned earlier taps directly into the Moirax's own reactor core to shoot electromagnetic blasts. Any rad weaponry bathes an immediate area in dangerous radiation, and of course, even the custom flare shield that replaces the standard ion shielding is experimental. No part of the Moirax is safe for the enemy or the pilot. And Chaos is not without its own unique variants. The Carnivore is a close combat terror stripped of ranged weapons and built to charge headlong into battle, hacking enemies apart with a combination of chain talons and slaughter claws. The Huntsman is built along a similar close-range mentality with a Demon Breath Spear and a Chain Talon, perfect for harassing lighter units and hunting enemy armor. The Cerastus Pattern Knight was built during the Age of Strife and deployed heavily in the Great Crusade and Horus Heresy. Compared to the Questoris, the Cerastus was faster and taller, built for rapid strikes and hostile environments. Its lighter frame, modular weapons, and advanced stabilizers made it ideal for conquering newly discovered worlds.
I'm gonna keep it real. Even though this one, ooh, he got the underbite of doom. I'm gonna just keep it completely real. I know this one, out of all the Imperial Knights, I know this one right here, this specific one be getting cleaned up. I know he gets the most losses. Bro, all these other Imperial Knights, they got all types of machine guns and just military type of weapons. Bro has a 1880 sword, bro. He has a 1650 type of bro. You're not about to catch nothing, bro. This is the type of spear they used to hunt lions back in the day, bro. Like, bro, you're not about to win nothing. And I'm not saying that a spear don't do no damage. Of course it does, but at the same time, bro, they got machine guns and all type of like, all type of different warp bullets and everything. It's over for you. For real.
Where unknown terrain and sudden resistance were constant threats. Designed as the vanguard of Imperial expansion, the Cerastus brought speed and adaptability to the battlefield, qualities that made it essential to humanity's early wars of unification. The Knight Acheron was built for fast strikes against enemy infantry and light vehicles, designed to hunt down anything too quick for heavier knights to catch. Armed with a brutal Reaper chain fist and the devastating Acheron flame cannon, it tears through enemy lines in a storm of fire and steel, reducing infantry and fortifications to molten ruin. But the Acheron is rare, even by Cerastus standards. Its complex frame and aggressive machine spirit make it difficult to build and harder to master. Many pilots take the Acheron out of duty, not desire, knowing full well that wrestling with its bloodthirsty machine spirit could easily lead to madness. The Knight Castigator is built for clearing infantry and light vehicles, cutting down enemy hordes before they can overrun the battle line. Its primary weapons are the Tempest Warblade, a massive power sword designed for wide sweeping strikes, and the Castigator Bolt Cannon, a rapid-fire weapon that tears through targets in seconds. But with that much firepower, ammo runs dry fast, and pilots of the Castigator need the experience to pace their shots and pick their targets wisely, making this variant a favorite for veteran
Okay, so they do have limited ammo. Okay, bet.
knights who can balance aggression with control. The Knight Lancer is the most celebrated of the Cerastus pattern, fast, aggressive, and built for the charge. Its iconic loadout pairs the power of a Cerastus shock lance with the protection of an ion gauntlet shield.
I'm gonna keep it real, like these little shields and swords and spears or whatever, that's not really it for me. I like the dudes with the big machine guns, bro. Maybe that's just like a Generation Z or whatever y'all like to call us type of thing to say, but like these little 1880 spears and these little 1720 shields that nobody's using, bro, it's not gonna do nothing against these advanced type of Imperium like knights, bro. It's not. Like, I'm sorry, like these little, like, come on, bro, like this is a McDonald's shield. Like, this ain't even nothing for real. This right here, bro, like you just picked this up out of the like Saharas in Africa. Like, this ain't, like, respectfully, I just gotta keep it real, y'all. Like, I'll be fake if I sat here and was like, oh, bro, this shield and this spear was nice. Yeah, no, I gotta keep it real. Y'all know me for keeping it real. These things, they look a little whack, bro. Like, I bet they take the most losses out of everybody.
Allowing it to break enemy lines before they can react,
keep it real,
with
y'all.
the added benefit of being the most medieval-looking knight in the entire list.
It's just easy to keep it real.
It takes a special kind of pilot to master the Lancer's style.
Come on, bro.
Its loadout makes it an excellent duelist, and so glory-hungry nobles seek it out. For them, the Lancer is not just a weapon, it's a stage on which to earn renown in the eyes of allies and rivals alike. The Knight Atropos is the rarest of the Cerastus pattern, built for a darker purpose. Where other knights fight for glory or conquest, the Atropos exists to erase forbidden things. Xenos relics, warp-tainted machines, and ancient horrors, the Atropos handles it all. Its targets are usually so dangerous that this knight is equipped with some of the most brutal weaponry available, like the Atropos Lascutter, a focused beam designed to slice through the toughest alien armor, and the Graviton Singularity Cannon, a weapon that crushes its targets under impossible gravitational forces. Everything about the Atropos is designed to obliterate its target, but hunting the
Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. I was about to say, oh, that looks whack. I can't lie to you. I take it back.
Natural comes
I
at a
take that
price.
back. My bad.
The Atropos' machine spirit is notoriously aggressive, obsessively driven to seek out and destroy anything it deems a threat. Many pilots lose themselves to the machine's single-minded purpose, becoming more executioner than knight. The Dominus pattern is the largest and most heavily armed class of knight in Imperial service. Less a war machine, more a walking fortress. Where most knights focus on dueling or mobile strikes, a Dominus brings enough firepower to break entire battle lines. Nearly every surface of its frame is fitted with weaponry, carapace guns, shoulder-mounted missiles, and arm-mounted primary weapons capable of leveling city blocks. Unlike the more flexible Questoris or Cerastus patterns, the Dominus chassis trades a variety for overwhelming force. Thanks to the complexity of its design, there are fewer variants, but every Dominus that marches to war is a game changer. piloted exclusively by high-ranking nobility and able to hold its ground against anything short of a full-sized Titan. The Knight Castellan is the iconic heavy gun platform of the Dominus pattern, built to annihilate enemy armor before it can even fire back. Its primary weapons are to annihilate
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons. Yo, they legit got like 7 different like.
The Knight Castellan is the iconic heavy gun platform of the Dominus pattern, built to annihilate enemy armor before it can even fire back. Its primary weapons are the Plasma Decimator and Volcano Lance, both designed to destroy
Talking about some Volcano Lance.
super heavy targets at extreme range. Backing these up are Siegebreaker cannons and Shieldbreaker missiles on the Carapace mounts, and some supporting Meltagun arrays in the shoulders, giving Castellans the tools to flatten infantry and crack fortifications with ease. Unlike other knights, the Castellan runs on a twin plasma core. This dual reactor setup powers its massive guns and fuels a rare defensive system, the ability to extend its ion shield outward, protecting nearby allies. Where the Castellan dominates at range, the Knight Valiant leads the charge. Built for close quarters destruction, the Valiant advances straight into the heart of battle. Its signature weapons are the Conflagration Cannon, a massive triple-barreled flamethrower designed to clear infantry and light armor in seconds, and the Thunder Coil Harpoon, a brutal weapon built to impale enemy tanks and drag them closer so that it can be shredded by the Knight's support weaponry, which are more cannons, missiles, and meltaguns, just like with the Castellan. The Dominus pattern is terrifying enough on its own, but when claimed by Chaos, it becomes something far worse. These corrupted machines are known as Knight Tyrants, walking engines of destruction, twisted by the warp and madness of their pilots.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. Like a lot of these, you know, Imperium Knights, whatever, like they all kind of look the same. Now, obviously, there's something that's different with different weapons, etc., stuff like that. But at the same time, I was expecting, you know, some knights to be entirely different at a sense of like, you have some knights that have like a big, like, you know, spinning saw right here, but then I don't know, I wish they had like a little color to them, so like I know how to like what's the word, differentiate? Is that how you say the word? Did I just come up with that type of word? Come on, bro, I'm so smart, yo. Like I could have went to Harvard, but I just didn't really care about it. Like, bro, honestly, like I wish they could have, like, you know, had him in color, but obviously, you know, shout out to Morlord for the video. You know, it's his video, so he can do whatever he want. But at the same time, a lot of these Imperial Knights, the way he's breaking them down and the way, like, he's showing us, like, the builds and stuff like that, a lot of them do look the same, y'all. They all look like twins for real.
Tyrant mounts the same terrifying arsenal as its loyalist
For real, they
kin.
all kind of look like twins.
Volcano lances, plasma decimators, cannons, missiles, and even its own take on the Valiant's harpoon. But just like with the earlier Questoris variants, lack of Mechanicus oversight means that a Tyrant can mount all of these weapons however it pleases, with at least one account of a Tyrant that swapped both its arm hardpoints out for a pair of colossal Reaper chainswords. And just like with other Chaos-tainted knights, warp corruption fuses pilot and machine into one tormented whole.
And that's the worst part of all, bro. And you know, like, something just tells me, I feel like these guys are not getting paid doing this. I feel like they're just doing this for the love of the game. And you gotta respect it, but at the end of the day, if my face is going from these to these to these, I'm gonna keep it real. I gotta get paid something. Just so I can, like, you know, go to Beverly Hills and, like, get a plastic surgery or something like that. I gotta get something to work. Because there's no way I'm doing this for free. And my face is looking like these right here. There's like legit no way.
Over time, a Tyrant becomes less a knight and more of a monster, driven by a singular hunger to prove itself the strongest presence on the battlefield, even if nothing but rusted metal and shrieking flesh remains. The Acastus pattern is the largest and most powerful class of Imperial Knight, towering over the Cerastus chassis and rivaling a Warhound Titan in size. Developed by the Mechanicum during the Great Crusade, the Acastus was designed as a true siege engine. But for all its power, the Acastus is rare. Even the most ancient and well-supplied knight houses field only a handful because the effort and resources required to build one rival that of a small starship. In battle, though, they are worth every scrap of material. When an Acastus enters the field, it's a declaration of overwhelming force, a symbol of the Mechanicum's power. The most common variant of the Acastus pattern is the Porphyrion, a walking fortress bristling with long-range firepower. Its primary weapons are paired magna las cannons, massive energy cannons capable of melting through the thickest armor at extreme distances. Backing these are a variety of carapace-mounted weapons, typically missile launchers, autocannons, or even radiation-spewing rad cleansers for close defense. Unlike other knights, the Porphyrion trades speed for raw endurance. Its void shielding and reinforced armor make it nearly untouchable by conventional weapons, and it was built to hold a firing position against overwhelming odds. Where other knights charge, the Porphyrion stands its ground, turning the battlefield into a killing zone through sheer volume of fire. Rare even in the Acastus pattern is the Knight Asterius, a war machine built not just for endurance, but for devastating firepower across multiple ranges. Instead of magna las cannons, the Asterius mounts a pair of conversion beam cannons, ancient weapons that unleash concentrated energy blasts, growing more powerful the further they travel. Backing these is a Carachnos mortar battery mounted over its shoulders, lobbing explosive shells to bombard entrenched targets, and twin Volkite culverins for cutting through infantry with arcs of thermal energy. Like its sibling, the Asterius sacrifices mobility for raw destructive power, standing as a siege platform in its own right. The Asterius is rarely seen on the battlefield since its production requires ancient schematics and enormous resources, but when deployed, few enemy formations survive the storm of energy blasts and high explosive shells it can dish.
I'm not surprised. Bro got like two. Yo, he legit got ray gun machine guns on his arms, yo. What are we talking about? Of course not. Look at this, bro. This is legit a ray gun that's a machine gun, y'all. Now, obviously, like, you know, for somebody like me, like if I stood right in front of him and he could legit just like fire both of these things at me, bro, I'm legit like walking like I'm Goku. Like none of these things would affect me, but like a lot of other normal people, bro, it's over with. But like, I mean, that's no surprise, bro. Like, first of all, he's ugly. Second of all, like, but that's no surprise. Like he's stupid powerful.
Enemy formations survive the storm of energy blasts and high explosive shells it can dish out. And that does it for every
Hey man, shout out to Morelord man for this video. This video was kind of like a it wasn't really like a big hype video. You know, usually like I used to like to, you know, bring the energy and like, you know, make jokes, crack jokes in the video, but this video wasn't really like that. This video was definitely like a more of a informational type of video. Shout out to Morelord for it. I got one more warhammer video right after this one, and then I got like 2 more gaming videos after this one. So I'm just getting ready for the gaming season because 2026 is going to be an absolute movie. I told you guys this at the beginning of the video. So other than that, man, look out for those videos later on. Other than that, man, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys go check out Morelord, description down below. Also, man, make sure you guys comment down below a Christmas tree emoji. Will be entered into the Christmas giveaway. And other than that, I appreciate everybody. Peace out.